He's Professor Kumail.
Sagar, I think the echo is from your end.
It's too much of an echo.
Better now?
Yeah, just give me a second.
Better?
Professor, I think you're good. Millionaire trader, you're good. Ansh, right?
Yeah.
Hold on. Why don't you guys introduce yourself first?
Let's start with Ansh.
Cool.
A for Ansh. Go ahead.
Cool. So my name is Ansh Mehra. I can still hear the echo.
Why don't we start with you? Bro?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Sure.
I have around you.
My earphone is right here. Is it echoing from my side or something?
Put them on.
Just give me a second. I'm just.
That echo is from my side or from where? You're able to hear me clearly, Ranveer? Ansh?
Yeah. It was from Sagar's end.
Sagar, what's up?
Okay.
Yeah.
Much better now. I think we have sorted this issue. Thank you so much, Ranveer, for this opportunity. Yeah, I mean, this is like a dream come true. You know, been seeing you all the way on YouTube and everywhere, and now we're talking to you live. Wow.
No, I'm glad.
Thank you.
I'm glad, boys. You guys are the winners of the Graphy Select competition. So, first of all, good luck with your career that you're gonna kill it at. Secondly, I'd like to thank Sagar.
Thank you so much.
Lots of love for you, brother. And thirdly, let's start with just an open-ended conversation. Why don't you all introduce yourselves, and then we'll take it forward from there. Sagar, why don't we start with you, brother?
Yes, so I am Sagar, but I am a self-taught full-time trader. I trade stock market, and I help people build additional source of income from trading. And I'm also a crypto enthusiast. I love cryptocurrencies. So, in summary, I do both stocks and crypto. Yes.
Nice. I think Ansh is also a crypto enthusiast like you.
No, so I am a UX designer, although I love tech, I love crypto, but primarily I'm into designing apps, and I was a filmmaker before, so it's a mix of filmmaking and UX.
Okay. And Professor Kumail, how about you?
I've been in the sales and marketing field over the last 12 years. Started teaching in the last 4 years to the MBA subjects of marketing and branding. Run Wisol Marketrix as a branding company, which is a startup, a baby in its own way. Parallelly run a home kitchen with my wife. So she's a Hyderabadi chef. So we do Sunday alone specific breakfast model. So quite a few hands filled there, but they're not able to, get the best out of one thing. That is something I'm going to learn from you today, I guess.
Yeah, I'm glad. Let's just make this an open-ended conversation. While we have introduced you to the audiences, guys, let's take some questions from the audience section also. Let's take some live questions. So we'll primarily be talking about what it's like as a creator just starting out right now. What are you guys thinking? All three of y'all are technically sort of in the infotainment space. Let me tell you, the positives of the infotainment space: lots of money and money opportunity. The downside, numbers will never be completely on your side, but you'll be getting access to the cream crowd. And I feel like as infotainment creators, our careers are like highly sustainable, because the more you study, the more you learn, the more content you have. There's not pressure of writing funny scripts or entertaining scripts or great stories. There's just pressure of learning, which I think comes naturally to every infotainment creator.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yes.
How are you guys feeling about the whole creator journey up till this point?
Well, it's been very new for me, though I've been consuming a lot of content. Traditionally, as a professor, you just have to read a book, understand the concept, and go and speak to a bunch of students, dedicated set of students. And that journey repeats in itself, right? The same textbook goes on for about 2-3 years. And I was not at all a studious guy. I actually failed in my 12th, secret out. and then coming back and teaching is a real total switch in my own way. So that itself is an achievement, a small little achievement myself. Content creation journey is huge. I mean, I don't know if about 4 or 5 years down the line anybody's even going to go to school. They're going to look at YouTube. They're going to look at Baidu. They're going to look at certain area specific, and then that's the kind of market that I'm able to foresee. So the traditional education, I'm not too sure how far it's going to go. So it's been a huge shift for me to be getting into the shoes of a creator, though it's not my full-time stuff, but learning on.
Lovely. What I really like about you, Professor, is like you're bringing in a lot of expertise from other domains into the creation space. That's all.
I hope so. You can call me Kumail. You know, that's pretty okay.
I think the Professor is like a sexier name. You know, that's the other thing. This is something I learned pretty early. Creation. I mean, being a content creator, you have to put out some of your sexiness, and if you're humble about it, you got to force some of that sexiness out there. That's honestly how things grow in the long term. Because at the end of the day, the long-term followers follow you for you and not just your content. So
okay, yeah.
So Professor
Thanks for that.
Professor Kumail, we love it. How about you?
Thank
boys?
you so much.
How about you, boys? Sagar?
Yes, so I see crypto and content as a leverage, right? So for me, it's like I learn more, I make more content. So as a person, I'm developing, and also out there, like people are able to recognize me. So I'm able to build that brand for myself, right? Like, so I think that's the thing. And also all this networking, it's all because of this content. Without that, it's not possible.
Yeah. One thing I'll say about finance content creators is y'all are low-key the richest content creators. The most money-making opportunities purely in finance, man, be it crypto or traditional finance. So just stick to the game. And as I've always maintained, every creator eventually becomes a vlogger or a newscaster. So again, very easy for the finance domain. And my man Ansh, with all those design skills, how about you, brother? You seem like you have a lot of girl attention coming your way all the time, dude.
No, but I'm very glad that you think that way. अगर learnings की बात करूँ, one huge learning that I've got is that people enjoy stories rather than like gyan. So I'm just figuring out how to teach design through storytelling and make it feel like a movie or a cool video. So I'm just getting better at storytelling, just figuring out how to do that.
Got it, boys. Great having you all here. I'm trying to look for questions from the audience, but there aren't too many social media related questions. There's a lot of career related stuff. Why don't you all talk about how the experience of going to Graphy Select and all was? Because I remember when I started out, we had no reference points and we had to learn through our own mistakes, you know, which, trust me, was a brutal journey. And when I think of all these social media guidance possibilities out there now, I just think of how difficult it was for my generation of creators, and how, I won't say how easy it is, because it is difficult for you all in your own way. You'll have more competition to deal with, but it's still guided in terms of a journey. You know, it's a guided journey for you guys. So how was it? Did it actually help you all like jump to that next mark as creators? Kumail,
Absolutely, because I mean, of course, I've been used to putting this question to my student, but now getting this first point at me saying that you start off sounds good. Yeah, so Graphy has been a blessing in disguise. I was just going through a random Instagram video of Ankur Warikoo, and there was an ad saying that apply karo and stuff, make a video. And though I had made a few videos about a year back, wanted to get into content creation since a year 2019 2020 se ho raha hai, but it's not really the full-time aspect because of many other commitments that I have. So Graphy actually gave us that 3 month of solid hand-holding, guys like you, Ankur Warikoo. You talk about the best of the creators coming and teaching you the do's and the don'ts. I think we could not have asked for a better platform than Graphy. So Graphy, hats off to you. Thank you so much for bringing us all together and pumping us up, with all the lovely course related content. Thank you so much.
How about you, boys? Sagar?
Yes, so what I realized is what looks like success, right? It's like at its lowest, it's the consistency, right? So you start something and you keep doing it for years, and all of a sudden you're the biggest thing. So that is one big learning I got from Graphy Select. And yeah, like I think you really gave us some really good insights, right? So you told about the hardships that you're going through, like that about startups, about content creation, and I think like when we are down, we can look up to you, and yeah, so that's
No, it's we're all in this together, man. I don't think there's any looking up in this industry. I've always maintained it's like playing a sport. You need to train, you need to be ready. Even if you get a win, if you score a century, you have to be ready for the next match immediately. So that's what people fail to understand about content creation, man. It's like a continuous sprint. There's almost no breaks. Mr. Ansh, the ladies' man here.
Yeah, so, अगर आप
All
like
the hearts on the right hand side is all for Ansh, going Ansh's way.
नहीं और अब सब बोलेंगे मैं झूठ बोल रहा हूँ बट रणवीर यू शुड चेक आउट माय पिक्चर्स फ्रॉम कॉलेज मुझे कॉलेज से पास करी सिर्फ 2 साल हुए हैं और मैं थर्ड ईयर में था मैंने तब आपकी एक वीडियो देखी थी कि जिमिंग में मसल गेन कैसे करना है तो long way from that but when I talk about learnings I think the most important epiphany was कि the fact that even you guys are so fast at learning things quickly like when we see you, we feel ki, oh, these guys are simply content creators, but then we realize that you're into analytics, you're into distribution, you're into investing, you're into social cues, social interaction. Like this is such a big domain. And un sabka accumulation is what we see in your following. So that just inspired me to go beyond what I was traditionally learning and like learning the soft skills aspect of it.
Yeah, one of the things I strongly believe in is that, again, my goal in life was to always do business, man. Content creation was just a kind of side note, But what I've strongly begun to realize is that this can be, excuse me, this can be such a powerful precursor to business because of the width of everything you have to learn. Nothing in the world can prepare you for business the way content creation can in any form, be it Twitter, be it writing, LinkedIn, I mean, be it Instagram, obviously, Reels. The obvious thing is everyone knows that, yeah, you get a marketing platform for your business, but it's also about what you mentioned. It's also about the learnings, man. While I'm trying to co-found other startups with people who are more experienced in business than I am, I realized, okay, this is what I add to the table. I add product-based intuition. I add product inputs. I add marketing inputs, obviously. And that's out of 6 years of constantly putting out videos. And I'm sure 3 of y'all, I'm sure, know what A/B testing is. But why don't... Is Professor Kumail still with us? I think Professor got cut off. Okay, any of you two want to take what A/B testing is for the audiences? What does it mean? Sagar? Sagar still with us?
Sagar got cut.
No. It's just you and me, ladies. Sagar, why don't you share what A/B testing is with the audience? Because content creation, according to me, is a very large-scale form of A/B testing, honestly.
Can you repeat it? Like
A/B testing. Have you heard of the word A/B testing?
No.
Okay, I'll talk about it. Hold on, let me just add Professor. Where are you, Mr. Professor Kumail? I see you. I've sent him an invite. Yeah, okay. Okay, Professor.
Some issue, sorry.
No problem. What do you think of A/B testing? Why don't you explain what A/B testing is to the audiences here in your own professorial way?
Because when you're talking about different kinds of people, Ansh is different than Sagar. Sagar is different from Ranveer. Ranveer is different from I. When you're talking about any product launch or any kind of a marketing activity or any kind of content to be tested, you have the same content works different for two different sets of people. So identifying your audience, your set of audience, the customer avatar, that I'm sorry if I'm using too much of jargon and stuff, but the right audience, the customer avatar is very important for you to see what works for a set and what works for set B. So if you're able to do that rigorously time and again, again, it's not a thumb rule that if it works once, it might work for you the next day or the next week. It might differ. That's the reason the social media is so dynamic. What ads worked for us about a week back, today it's totally different. So I think the A/B testing aspect of it is very, very dynamic. It has to be tried and tested again and again and again. I don't know if anybody's got that thumb rule to say that this is my success formula. Yahi karna hai, yahi chalega.
Yep. The example I love recalling is the cola bottle example that when a cola company is trying to sell more bottles, what they'll do is they'll put a certain kind of label on all the bottles in Bangalore, and they'll put another kind of label on all the bottles in Ahmedabad. Okay. Now, depending on which one does better, they'll realize, oh, okay, Bangalore labels did better than Ahmedabad. Therefore, nationally speaking, let's make all the bottles of India use the labels that were used in Bangalore. So that's a very basic explanation of A/B testing. But you can keep breaking that down. You can go into Bangalore suburbs. You can go into, micro, like different stores within one suburb. Therefore, A/B testing is something you can use to accumulate a lot of data about likely what kind of product sells better or works better. Now, content creation is basically this. That's how it gives you training for business in the long term. If you have business ambitions, if you have entrepreneurial ambitions, right now, try a lot of shit with your content. See what picks up. Because the numbers never lie. Because audience retention never lies. And it's not just about how well you're able to retain people. It's almost always, especially in infotainment, it is about your content in so many ways, man. And there are the technicalities like your sound quality, your lighting quality, etc., etc. But at its core, it's the content. Once you're done learning the technicalities, you can seriously get a good grip on what will possibly sell to the modern day audience. And let me also mention that I think Professor brought this up that things change very rapidly in the modern world, right?
Yes.
You won't believe how much things change in the content creation world also. Things that were popular in, say, March won't be popular by June, 3 months in. That's what it can train you for in terms of life and business. So especially, I mean, three of y'all, Professor's already a business person. Sagar, Ansh, I'm sure even you guys are very, very inclined towards business in the long term. This is the right place to be, man. Forget the numbers, forget the social media growth. Y'all are like doing the perfect pre-step to your long-term business careers. But what are your eventual goals? I'd actually love to know. Maybe let's start with Professor itself. Long term, sir.
कॉलेज की पूरी कसरत निकाल रहे हो मेरे पे.
Prof,
now you're going to tell me. Sorry, I missed that out.
I said age 50, where do you see yourself?
Age 50, if I'm able to walk on my own feet, I think that's going to be my biggest achievement, because the kind of a lifestyle we've all gone through is going to be very, very crazy. I think health-wise, I definitely have some health goals. With respect to business as such, I have a goal to set up at least about 500 businesses in every household of my country. So that's my 500 business goal. With that, what I mean is, the jobs are becoming very, very, skill oriented, not degree oriented. Your degree would be a gate pass. So a lot of youngsters should understand that your skills is something that's going to take you forward. And if you have a mobile phone and a data connection with you, business is on your fingertips. So if you're able to utilize that, if I'm able to influence at least about 500 households, could be from rural, could be from different parts of my country, but if I'm able to influence them to start business sitting at home, which I did in the last 3 years, I've been able to set up businesses right inside my house without even spending a rupee. So if that is something that I can pass it on to my audience, to my people, I think that would be my biggest achievement.
Lovely. And I think, again, you're in the exact spot. So you're basically, I think through your content, you're doing a precursor to your own edtech business, which you want to scale in the long term. That's what I'm gauging from everything you're saying.
With your foresight, I think I'm going to be there.
Yeah, precursor to edtech. That's what people don't understand about edtech, man. People think that, there's there's these established players. But in truth, in the long term, with Web3 coming up, it's going to be heavily creator driven. There's a podcast coming out tonight. The audio version's coming out tonight. Videos coming out on Friday. I urge, especially three of y'all, but everybody watching this to check it out, because it's a precursor to NFT, to crypto, to all the Web3 businesses that are going to be built. It's so important for content creators to check out that particular podcast because of the information in it. You know how people say that, okay, creators will build creator-driven businesses, creator economy-based businesses. They're actually talking about everything that's going to be built out in Web3 from a tech front. So please check out that podcast and educate yourself about how you yourself are going to transition into Web3 over the next 5 to 10 years. But let's take the boys. Sagar, where do you see yourself, brother, in at the age of 50?
So as you tell, I see that Web3 is the next future, right? So by my 50, I think I want to build something related to that. So using Web3 technology, I want to build a fintech product which can at least impact a million lives. So So yeah, I'm into looking into that tech business, like how you are.
Nice, man. Ansh, how about you, brother?
So I have a very optimistic plan. I always wanted to be a filmmaker, but I thought that entering tech would scale more. So right now I am working at a startup where we host virtual events. So it's like a virtual lobby, virtual stage, everything. It's called Zuddle. So eventually we want to scale that and probably explore an exploration with metaverse. And I think he's gone out of cuff. He's gone.
No, the
I'm
Ranveer is
listening to that
running a
because
bad
you're
cold,
saying
I
the AC is
guess.
on. The AC is on. I just switched it off. The thing
Ranveer,
is just snoozing like a
you're
mad person.
such an amazing person. You should have easily postponed this, live chat for some other day, man. I think with that kind of a nose and that cold that you're running through, you are being a fantastic sport. I really appreciate that. And
While I appreciate your kindness, Professor, I have a schedule where even if one thing gets moved around now, it falls like a pack of dominoes. A pack of dominoes. So y'all know what I
okay,
mean. Dominoes. What's it called? Y'all know what I mean, man.
Domino's,
Like
yeah.
Yes.
so yeah, dude. Like long term, I think I spoke about this on one of the Graphy Select sessions. वैसे भी कि scheduling is so important in our careers. It's so important. It's important in any long term career, man. But you'll see the importance of it rising as your creator career moves forward because see we don't have Bollywood fame, right? We're not stars or something, but you do have some weird kind of fame where you have your community. You know, you are known even by people who don't follow you really. So a lot of people, especially from the business front, want a piece of you. People are constantly trying to get in touch. People want you to commit to a certain idea of theirs. Lots of people want free Kamal. All this stuff also happens. So long term, dude, I have like 2-3 key rules. You follow your schedule to the T, including your micro schedule. How's your day broken up into? What are the slots? And don't change that. Because if one thing gets moved around, everything gets moved around. Work your life based on task lists and definitely grow with a team. I cannot explain how important that is. Just have a set of people around you who will do the work that you do not wish to do in the long term, man. So yeah, I don't know how we went here. How did we reach this point? But either way, boys, feel free to, even if y'all have any question which y'all missed out throughout Graphy Select, why don't y'all ask it on this live stream? We can start with Professor. Whatever you feel like asking, man.
Okay, thank you so much for that opportunity once again, yeah, to be the first one to ask you this question. You have, gone from fitness to entertainment to funny stuff, and now you do a lot of podcasts. You interview a lot of celebrities, yeah, and you also run, 3-4 businesses parallelly, yeah. So when you started this journey, Ranveer, did you actually foresee, like how you questioned us just now, what do you see yourself in 2050, right? So did you also foresee that it's going to get to this level of where you are?
Dude, I think as I've gone forward in my business career, the goals have also risen. It's that whole thing about the higher you climb, the higher the top gets. So that happened a lot with me because I think when I started out, my honest business goal was to open a chain of gyms in Bombay, and that's it. You know, that was like
Okay,
the ultimate
wow.
business goal. Like if I'd done that, my life goals would have been over. Which is when I discovered digital marketing and parallelly saw a lot of gym owner friends of mine who were, I won't say struggling, but they were finding running an analog based business very difficult as compared to digital based businesses. And here I have Virat Sheth sitting in a garage earning in lakhs from just, getting brand deals done. So it made sense to me that, okay, both these guys are putting in the same effort. This guy is struggling for those same lakhs. This guy is like earning those lakhs like an eagle. So there's obviously some path to be followed here. Because at the end of the day, man, something that a lot of people don't say is, yes, you shouldn't run after money, but money is power in so many ways, right?
True.
When you earn money, lots of people earn money in order to give more, right? Now that may be for your family, that may be for Samaj, society in general. So I'm a believer in that you should chase money and then do something good with that money, man. And now at this stage, I've rediscovered tech. Just give me a second. So I've rediscovered tech, and dude, there's just there's so much magic in tech. What is technology? We used to have simple machines as a chapter in physics in school. And the first
Yeah.
definition of what is a machine was anything that makes your life easier. Like it reduces the amount of
True,
effort or time you
true.
take to do an
Yes.
activity. You'll realize that with tech on a very mass scale. So, for example, the obvious usage of tech is I'm beer biceps. I'm running home workout videos. I have a certain audience watching my home workout videos. Now I have a limit to how many people I can reach. Can I put all those home workout videos inside an app and then reach a new audience through the Play Store or through like something, like some other medium? What if that app has not just beer biceps, but lots of other trainers? So people don't just follow beer biceps or beer biceps. I mean, people don't follow that app just for beer biceps. They follow that app for like home workouts in general. That's how you really scale in the long run. That's the power of tech. It makes it independent of just you. And it makes your effort kind of hit a larger bracket. Now, that's the obvious input of tech. Yesterday, we had a massive challenge in the same app, okay? While we need to design a home workout series, there's 73 or 74 videos that need to be edited. But the editing is pretty mechanical. It's like we need to put 5 exercises together, yevo. So our tech team actually built an editing software that automatically patches up and creates 75 videos. That's also the power of tech. And I realized, wow, dude, the possibilities are limitless. But you need to go through that process of learning content to then kind of apply it in tech. You'll be able to learn tech if someone teaches you and if you practice it a little bit. Content is one of those skills you have to master yourself through like years of putting out stuff. And there is going to be a big milan of both tech and content, honestly, going forward. So how did we reach here? What was the question? What are we talking about? I'm like, I just blanked out, dude.
You're talking about how did you reach to this level of when you started off, being a fitness guy? How did you even reach to this level? So you gave us your journey.
Okay, got it. Thank you, Prof. Dude, I don't know, man. Like honestly, you guys will also see this happening. Like time will pass by like this in your lives, in your careers. Like y'all be so focused on what you're going to put out in the coming week that shit is just going to pass you by. Like I met Prajakta from Mostly Sane yesterday. And I was discussing this with her. I know you also for so long. I know you for like 5 years, but it feels like I met you last week. And she's like, yeah, I don't know where the time is passing. That's the nature of content creation as a career. Where you're just like, where's all this time gone, man? And then if you just stick to your game, stick to that 1 week at a time mentality, you would have built a mountain behind you. So that's what I urge you guys to also do. That y'all will have those low mental health phases. Focus on the week in front of you. It'll always pull you out. And trust me, that's the biggest advice you all will get as creators. Because this happens to every single creator.
Means a lot, yeah. Means a lot.
No, and 3 of y'all will kill it, dude. Like, I see the inputs y'all are giving. So it's just about applying yourselves 1 week at a time. That's it. How about you, Sagar? Any question you have, bro?
So yeah, my question is regarding building a tech company, right? So to build a tech company as a content creator, other than coding skills, what other skills should we bring in?
Dude, I don't have coding skills. You don't need to have coding skills. You need to partner up with someone who understands code. And you will bring your own expertise to it. Trust me, content creation is as valuable as coding. It just needs to be tapped in the right way. Lots of people know coding. How many people know the kind of coding that will create a product that will earn them money? In the same way, content creation, lots of people know it. Not all content creators will choose to apply content creation skills in product, in business. And as infotainment creators, you guys will have that edge always. So even if you don't have the idea right now, just look out for that opportunity where your content skills will fit into tech. And the only way you'll be able to spot that opportunity is if you'll network with people from tech, if you'll network with people from the startup world. They'll tell you that, bro, why don't you do this? Why don't you consult with that guy? Why don't you meet that person? And you end up meeting that person gives you an idea about what you can mold your content skills into. And trust me, dude.
Wow.
Sorry? Someone said something?
No, I said wow.
You said wow.
Oh, sorry. There's something called product skills, man, which I learned over the course of the last year doing level. It's very weird. Like product skills is basically the content creation equivalent is, if you're doing a video or whatever, if you're doing a piece and you're editing it, and while editing it, you're like, bro, this piece is going to kill it. And then let me sajao it even more. So you put some extra titles, you put some extra shit into it because you know it's going to do well, but you want to take that extra mile. That is product skills. That you know what you're building is going to kill it. How do you keep improving it? Now, as creators, we'll take it for granted and you'll keep getting better at it as your creation career goes ahead. Because sometimes you've built out a video so well, but then it doesn't do well. Then you go back and understand, okay, what didn't work. But over like a long-term time period, you'll get really good at it. And that product skill is valuable. Kal jaake you can even go to Zerodha and say, I'll be a product person. Because I've learned product through like finance content. I'll be able to make content for you. I'll be able to make AI-driven content for you guys. So trust me, this is the right place to be. Gone are the days where even Samaj looked down upon content creation, dude. Now it's like, it's the new hot skill. And when I feel like very few people talk about this fact that it translates very well to product. And it's up to you guys. Like, you need to set that career target for yourself. How far do you want to take things? And if you do actually want to go to that $1 billion mark, it is possible. And you're in the right place to be able to reach there. I was becoming a motivational talk, but I genuinely mean that. Because I've spotted certain patterns. I know where I'm going to be a year from now. And it's going to be significantly more than where I am now. I'm not saying that in a lalchi financial way. I'm just saying that as a natural trajectory. And I'm waiting to show the world. Like that, this is what content creation can lead to. So
in fact, it is not about being lalchi stuff, Ranveer. I think most of us having the middle class mindset feel that हमको salary इतना महीने का आ गया, साल का इतना आ गया, तो we are good enough. अगर अच्छे लोग कमाएंगे नहीं तो अच्छा खर्च कैसे करेंगे? You get my point? So what if all the money goes to the bad hands and that bad? So I think each one of us, all the viewers up there and anybody who is growing up there, look at money to be a positive energy, and try to see how you can build your skills up to attract that positive energy and then use it in a positive manner. As simple as that.
100%.
Do you have a Ferrari, Ranveer?
Soon, hopefully.
So imagine when we were kids, the favorite car, आपकी favorite car क्या है? Ferrari है. I want to fly a jet. I want to have a helicopter and stuff. But as you keep growing, though you have the money to buy a Ferrari, but you wouldn't invest to buy a Ferrari in a Mumbai road.
Yeah.
You get my point? Probably you will invest in a Ferrari as a company to multiply that kind of a money. So I think with time and age, you mature up and you understand what's your priority and how you double and triple your income.
Yeah. Dude,
I think that's...
No, 100%, man. I just feel that everyone's talking about creator economy, influencer marketing. But, when we talk about these Ferrari-like ideas, like larger than life and really massive money, not just good money, not just rich, but generational wealth-based conversations, it is going to boil down to tech and products. Okay? Will you be able to build a massive fashion brand out of the fashion page you're running? Will you be able to build a massive edtech brand from your edtech channel, from your educational channel that you're running? Will you be able to build, say, kal jaake a men's grooming brand from the men's grooming channel you're running? All that will work. But the people who really nail high quality product, they are the ones who are going to build the generational wealth. Which is why I urge people not to just be on Twitter and LinkedIn, man. They have to experiment a little bit with video. It's the times we live in. You know what video creators are going to develop into? In Web3, in the metaverse, we're not going to just be creating videos. We're going to be creating, this is what I anticipate, okay? And this is directly from Ready Player One. You're going to create sort of virtual reality worlds of yourself. So let's take, for example, the Bhuvan Bam world, where all the Bhuvan Bam characters can actually come and talk to you. You know how you go to a Disney park and people are wearing Toy Story costumes and Mickey Mouse costumes? So imagine all those Bhuvan Bams, AI-driven Bhuvan Bams coming up to you and talking. Just the nature of playing FIFA is going to change into like, when instead of playing FIFA and looking at the screen from top and looking at those players run, you're going to be sitting in a stadium or you're going to be on the pitch. You'll be playing through the eyes of the player. That's how much things are going to change up in virtual reality. What I anticipate is for content creators, it's an open creative slate. Who can think the most creatively? I am saying this Bhuvan Bam idea. Kal jaake it might be, someone else will come up with something else. So the vision I have for Beer Biceps, honestly, is that the world I want to create is what was Beer Biceps known for? Infotainment, teaching people about fitness, fashion. So if you come to my virtual reality world, I'm going to have a likeness of myself, physically coach you for a certain salary. So you can actually hire me as a trainer in that virtual reality world, which will be AI driven. It'll have my intelligence, it'll have my consciousness, obviously the way I look, my voice. Kal jaake some guy, I don't know if you guys have seen Hitch with Will Smith, where he trains guys to talk to women, where he trains guys to dress well. There'll be a character like that. There'll be just a motivational person. There'll be a yoga teacher, Beer Biceps. So creators need to start thinking like really that big and with that much vision. All this whole phase from 2021 to 31 is training for that phase. But people are stuck in these conversations of, oh, I got 5 lakhs for my brand deal. I got 6 lakh. Oh, he got 7 lakh. It's too myopic of you. When there are 700 crores to be made going forward. Through collaboration, through like meeting the startup world, through joining content creation and the tech world. But again, I went on a rant. So we'll come back down.
This life is going to change my life.
Sorry?
This life is going to change my life.
I hope it does.
Getting to learn so many things. Yeah.
Because
Soon Sagar. Sorry. Go ahead. Soon Sagar from millionaire trader is going to get into billionaire trader, and then something else. So I think that's how it is.
We gotta think that big, man, because we're in pole position as creators, and I'm not saying this in a self-obsessed way. You have a bird's eye view of the youth, you have a bird's eye view of the country, you know where the country is going. And obviously brings it back down to the micro thing of A/B testing. You're learning as culture is evolving. How about you, my man Ansh? Besides winning some hearts, what are your plans?
All the hearts are going your way, Ansh. All the hearts.
I actually had a very important question. So you can answer this better than anyone. Because of so much information, that there is a lot of opportunity. But how do we pick the right opportunity? As Naval said, that no amount of hard work can substitute what you work on, who you work with. Because sab kuch itna tempting hai. How do you pick the right thing to work on?
Dude, I've reached a point. So probably a year or two ago, I would have answered it differently. But this 1 year working on tech has taught me two things. One, wherever you can pick tech, pick tech. Because what tech will do is that if it's a great idea, it'll scale through investor money, through bootstrapping, whatever. Okay, you'll make the money, and then with that large bank, you can go into any business, you can go into any opportunity, you can become a startup investor, etc. So the first priority I feel should be tech for everyone. The second thing is even in tech, it can get boring to just work on one project. And as creators, all of us want to be entertained through our work. That's why we've even chosen these careers. All of us have some form of ADHD, or we get some form of ADHD due to the nature of our jobs. So choose something which is extremely dynamic, which you're really vibing with, which you're really enjoying creating, because you are in pole position to become a product person. So choose the project that excites you the most and doesn't feel like work. Same, it's a very cliched input, but trust me, it's true. And if you can begin with tech, begin with tech. And even if you can't begin with tech, say you're very passionate about clothes, ask yourself, where does tech fit into that brand or that world? Can you make tech-oriented clothes? I know just this whole conversation becoming about tech, but that's how I've begun to look at things, dude.
That's the future. In fact, the present.
Yeah, for sure. So I think let's have one last session before we end this particular live. This is a great live stream, man. I'm bouncing off your ambitious energies, boys. So
that energy with your cold and cough is mind blowing. I think that's the kind of energy that every listener on this live chat is going to get that positive energy from. That's the biggest takeaway, Ranveer. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Professor. Just where are you guys based? All of you are from Mumbai? Like, where are you all from?
Namma Bengaluru.
Oh wow, you're in the hub, bro.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that I look back and I say that, Arey yaar, Bangalore mein hu main. It's a hub of startup cities and stuff. I should have been somewhere even more better, but then better late than never. It's time for me to start off now. So I think I'll get there with all your love and duas and stuff.
You will be more valued than them than you're valuing them right now. Like, you are looked at because you're in a creative space and you have access to a certain kind of skill set. So that's what I would say.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
I'm from Mysore. Yeah.
How about you, boys?
Like 3 hours from Bangalore.
You're from Bangalore?
Mysore.
Oh, okay. Nice.
My neighbor.
Yeah.
Really nice. How does that work out for you guys in terms of content creation? And I'll tell you from what perspective I'm coming. Bombay doesn't give you access to so many tech people. It gives you a lot of access to media people. It's the reason my podcast has grown, because we have so much access here. Okay, the Bollywood stars are here, the cricketers are here. It gives you the access to glam. So what does Karnataka give you? Like, I'd love to know.
Access to colleges, education, access to startup founders and stuff, investors are here. I think corporates, the biggest investment from multinationals is here, and of course it's a dream place for most of probably number one, number two in terms of education and work life stuff. So I think being in metro does help. That does give us an extra edge. Yeah.
How about you, ladies, man?
I'm from Delhi. I've spent a good amount of Bangalore, क्योंकि मेरा college Vellore में था. Vellore is like the small.
Oh, okay.
and Swiggy ka bhi office was in Bangalore. So I love Bangalore, to be honest. It's the place to be for tech people.
Dude, but Gurgaon is the second tech hub of India.
True,
I mean,
true,
it's at par with Bangalore, honestly.
It's crazy. It's next level now.
Are you in Gurgaon?
I keep going to Gurgaon because मेरे पापा talk about Gurgaon real estate. In fact, I just read a book by Singh. He's the guy who built DLF. So he's written a fabulous book on how he built Gurgaon. You should check it out.
Nice. Crazy voice. How about books and learning material? Because you're infotainment creators, I'm sure you're putting your minds through a lot in a positive way. So, Professor, starting with you, any kind of reading material for the listeners here? Because the people who've stuck around are here to learn about how to make money and how to get better.
To be very honest, I'm gonna let my real secret out. I'm very bad at reading books. All the real books that I actually started reading is not when I was a student, but when I'm actually teaching my subject. So I do read a lot of case studies. I follow Think School. If you're aware of Think School on YouTube, they come up with some amazing 15 to 20 minutes of case studies on business and marketing. So that actually keeps me more engaged than reading an entire book. Yeah, so I'm more of a case study guy than a book guy. Sorry if I'm a little.
No. I hear you, man. For me, that used to be Vice documentaries and walks, and it still is to a certain degree. My learning primarily happens through YouTube, dude. Like, I'm a YouTube kind of watcher. I love books, I love podcasts, but nothing that beats great, quick infotainment. Big Brain Co. There's this new channel which I'm into.
It's yours. Yes.
But check it out. It's popping lately a lot. But either way, how about you, brother? Sagar?
I'm a big fan of courses, so I love to buy course sites. So I keep looking into new things. So recently, after learning to stocks and crypto, I also got into coding because I'm learning to code. So yeah, I'm a big fan of course. I keep buying new things and learning.
Nice, bro. Nice. Just build product out of it, man. Get into tech, man. No, I'm kidding. How about you, Ansh?
So I always read two books in parallel. Ek padhta to I get slightly bored. There's one book that I read regularly, that is Think and Grow Rich. And in parallel, I am reading this book called The Courage to Dislike. It was recommended by Ankur Warikoo. Terrific book. It is too good.
Crazy. Anyway, I think we're good. We should probably...
Are you more of a reader, Ranveer, or more of a listener and YouTube? I mean, do you learn from reading or you learn from watching videos?
Bro, so I'm in a unique position where I'm a podcaster and I get to learn from my guests. For me, conversations work.
Best learning.
Anything. Dude, and plus we're doing a Hindi pod. We're doing 2 English episodes a week and 1 Hindi a week. So it's literally every second day I'm learning some new subject very intensely. That's changed me as a person, man. I urge creators to ask themselves when their podcast creation point will come their way or when their interview point will come their way, because you won't have to put in that extra effort in terms of scanning for books, scanning for podcasts, scanning for content. That's just what I think. So it's just something for creators to consider, man, or get into a serious podcast listening habit. That's the other way. But when podcasts weren't in my life, it was a combination of listening to pods, reading books. These are the two things. And then watching, going on a YouTube watching spree. So for me, I learned a lot of social skills from this channel called Charisma on Command. And I have this ritual where every 3 to 6 months, I'll binge watch the channel. I'll deep dive into it. And it's been my edge in life, man, that channel. So that's
wow. If I could ask you one last, can I? We were talking about how do content creators utilize video and adapt to video and stuff. Not many people are comfortable with this video part, and I've never come up with a podcast in my mind because video is still new to me. I've not even explored even a percentage of it. So when I see you coming up with a lot of podcast material and so on and so forth, is that the way forward? Because video is something that where the world is moving towards. How about the podcast and the audio part?
Dude, the podcast world keeps saying that it's the way forward. I don't know. And I personally look at podcasts more as a selfish, personal thing. I am getting to learn. And that's what I would urge you to do as well. That it'll be a very it'll be a gift to yourself. So look at it that way. and then let your content creator side come in and say, okay, let's tweak these things for better numbers, let's tweak these things for better quality. So look at it like that. Like, first and foremost, start it for you. As they say that women go for therapy, men start podcasts. So that's it's this shitty saying, but I kind of agree, man. It's been the most important career move, non-financial career move I've made in my life. Probably even financial in some ways, but in terms of non-financial career moves, dude, there's nothing close to starting the podcast. For what it did for me as a man, it changed my opinion on happiness. It changed my opinion on knowledge. Obviously, it taught me like the obvious things. It taught me about almost every industry out there. It makes you a very interesting person. So you take that interestingness and carry it into the rooms you enter. So it's a very heavy, beautiful experience, and I'd urge you guys to do it.
Definitely, man. Definitely, I think that's going to be something to be planning well for.
Yeah. Honestly, let it sit and develop into your heads. I'd also urge you guys, if you all can speak Kannada and all that, like your local languages, Hindi, Kannada, whatever it is, go down that road, because that's going to be the big popping market 5 years from now.
Go local.
Yeah, go local, man. Okay, lads, good talking to you all. I'm glad I met you.
Likewise, man. Likewise. So happy. Yeah, so happy.
No, likewise. Three of you all are definitely going to be popping. See you all at some massive business conference when they introduce billionaires together, and all four of us do some billionaire panel together. And we'll be like, yeah, in 2021 we used to do Instagram lives. And then someone can make a meme.
Yeah.
Everyone take a screenshot of this so you can use it in your future memes.
I've taken at least about 20 odd screenshots, yeah, where where you're sneezing, where you're yawning, yeah.
Love it.
So one screenshot where we're all smiling and doing thumbs up part of it. So I think that really goes well. All of you, 3, 2, 1, and there we go.
Love it.
Fun. Oh, my thumb came in my face. Once more, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much. Great opportunity, Ranveer. I all our duas are with you. I hope you get well soon, and you are rocking as always.
Thank you. Thank you.
Likewise,
good talking to you all. You're like heartfelt guys, and again, just wish you all the best, man. Wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. Really means a lot. Ansh and Sagar, really very happy that I'm sharing this space with you guys. Yeah, feels really nice.
Cool, great seeing you, boys. And
thank you so much for all those who have been part of us, right? So they've been patiently listening to our buck stuff. I hope it adds value to each one of them. And do follow Ansh, do follow Sagar, do follow me as well, and let us know if there's anything more that we can bring on the table and help you guys be better.
Lovely. Okay, chalo, let's end it. I'm gonna save this live stream so it's there in our memories forever. So see you later.
Thank you so much. Bye. Have a great day. Good night. Bye, everybody. Bye.